How would you like to get into real estate and buying houses without using your credit or a bank? Yep, you heard me right. Without using a stinky banker or without using your own credit. Doesn't matter if you have poor credit or if you have good credit. How would you like to buy houses without begging the bank or a lender? I'm going to show you right now some strategies that I use at the MrNoFluff.com to buy properties without using my credit, without going to a bank. Now, as you guys know that the stock market is crashing right now, as I'm speaking. So in the very, very future, there's going to be an abundance of rental properties or fix and flips or wholesale deals, or even if you just want to buy a house for your own personal homestead, you can find properties coming up very shortly at a deep discount, okay? Or you can use one of these strategies that I'm going to show you where you're able to step into the seller's shoes and just take over the payment of the seller's mortgage. That's right, I'm going to show you a strategy that instead of you going to a bank, instead of putting your social security down, or instead of putting your corporation EIN number down, you don't do any of that. The debt is not going to be associated with you. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about where you're able to control and own properties without you getting into debt. All you do is step into the seller's shoes and take over their existing mortgage, their existing debt, their existing payments. It's that simple. Now, there's two ways to set up these strategies. One is someone, a home seller, that doesn't have debt. They own their home freely and clear. Okay, they don't make any monthly payments. You can still use this with these individuals. But majority of people in America do have a mortgage on their home, okay? And this strategy is going to work perfectly because in this upcoming crash is what I call seller financing heaven, okay? Again, I'm going to be calling it the owner financing heaven because there's going to be so many people that have properties because they lost their 401, because their company closed down, because of their salary got shrunk, or they lost their jobs, or all that stuff built up pressure, and then people got divorced. So there's going to be a lot of potential, what I call seller financing heaven.
Talking about subject to heaven, here's what I have for you. I bought this property in the last crash. It was a simple duplex, and I only got to own half of it. Normally, I wouldn't buy these types of properties, but if you just take a look at it, this is what I have in front of you. It's a 1099-S to my LLC, and the gross proceedings on that was $80,000, and then I had it for 6, 7 years, and I got monthly cash flow from it for over $1,000, and my monthly payments on this was like 389. Okay, so significant was a cash cow, and I normally wouldn't buy something like this. As you can look and see the pictures, it's only half the building, but if you can see, this is what done on 3/27/2017, made 80,000 from it. That doesn't include the cash flow that I got from it from all the years of ownership. Okay. But what I want to show you here is that all these properties I'm going to show you next are I bought through this strategy called seller financing. Now, it doesn't matter if they have a loan on the house or if they don't have a loan, but this is the exact strategy I used. So it's very fresh from the story was that one of my students watched me on YouTube, reached out to me and told me that one of the people at our church was going through difficulties. They had bought a house and they were tired of making payments on the house. It was this old lady. She was a teacher. And this area is not where I wanted to normally buy. It wasn't a great appreciating area, but it still was decent. But I just did it to help out my student because I know she was a supporter, so I just tried to help her out. And so the story was that the lady was an old teacher. She had bought another house. The house was sitting there, and the payments were 3 months behind, or 2 months and some change. Okay. Again, the payments were like 389, less than 400 a month. So it was a very small amount of money to cure the back payments, which I did. I give my student $1,000 for bringing me the deal, and then I closed on it and I turned it out and rented it for 6, 7 years, and I sold it at the top of the market in 2007, and made a big chunk of cash, equity cash out. But was the worst house that I ever bought because it was in a great area. So let me show you the next house that I bought. This one was one that I bought in Dallas, by White Rock Lake. It's a very high demanded area, and this was from a firefighter. Um, Him and his wife were wanted to get a bigger home because um, they had more kids and they also wanted to downsize. So they were going to go to a different part of the town. It's more affordable. So they were behind just, a couple of months. I don't have all the facts in front of me right now, but just wanted to show it to you. And what I did is I saved their credit. I made the back payments. I bought the house and I rented it out for a while. And then I lived in it myself because it was such a nice area. There was a bike trail right around the corner. Let's go to the next house. This is another house that I bought. This was a happy story. The last two stories were like people were like behind in payments or going through difficulties. This one's a happy story. There was two couples that live in the area called Grand Prairie, um, Texas, and they met each other in their neighborhood. They had separate homes, and they moved into a new home. And one of the lady sold her house because the market was good, but then the gentleman tried to sell his, the market had tanked, and they had rented out the property. They were not professionals at all, and the renter again wasn't paying. And the people had money, but they were just tired of it. They didn't want to do anything. And I remember when I buy the house from the guy said, man, I'm giving you a lot of equity," and he was because it was the crash, and people didn't want to buy the house because there was renters in there. And most civilian buyers, retail buyers, don't want to deal with that kind of stuff. They want to buy something that smells good and paints fresh, everything. So I bought it. The seller told me, he had significant equity, which he totally did at that time in the crash. But I hold on to the property. I rented it out. It was a massive cash cow for me. It was a beautiful home. I didn't really have to do anything. Just a couple of bucks, okay, just to bring it up with the fresh paint and stuff. And I did the eviction, and then I rented it out. And I ended the day sold out. And again, over $100,000 cash out, including equity cash out plus monthly cash flow. Okay, I'm not gonna get into the nitty gritties about it, but just going over through it. This is another property. Okay, so the last property, the point I wanted to make is not all sellers are going to have sad stories where someone's died in their family or lost their job. Some of it can be positive, like this couple that I just bought their home and they're going bought a new home and they're getting married. This is another house that I bought. I bought it again, the same strategy, just taking over the payments. And again, this was in the crash of 2006, 2007, 2008, 2009, etc. And I bought this from a seller. He was behind three payments. He had marginal equity. He had got into a motorcycle wreck and his leg wasn't functioning, so he couldn't keep the mortgage up anymore. So I saved his credit and bought that property. Um, and then I also had bought, a couple of other properties. I could quickly show it to you. But the point of the story is that there's always going to be motivated sellers no matter what market we're in. If we're in an up market, we're in a side market, we're in a down market, because people always go to divorces, death always happens, etc. Okay? People need money fast, people fall in love and they want to move in, etc. Okay. But in the upcoming crash, it's going to be even better because there's going to be so many people that are going to go into default because they lost their life savings in the 401 and the stocks, they lost their equity homes. And the great news is for investors are sophisticated that understand these strategies and are willing to take a risk because it's going to be risky, is to, like what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy these properties even more and cherry pick the best of the best in this upcoming crash because the loans are going to be so ultra low, almost 0% interest rate, which means my cash flow is going to be massive. It's going to have like double twin cash on each property versus 2006 because I was taking over payments and the interest rates were like 6%, 7%, 9%, and sometimes even almost 10, 11%. And I was able to still cash flow, because I did it correctly, good. Okay. But in this scenario, it's going to even be more super duper for me and any of my students or anyone that understands this concept and is willing to take a risk, to make money with this. Now, if you're going to wholesale one of these, then your risk is very, 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 very low. If you're going to do a, buy and hold, then there's more risk. So when I say risk is everything you do. If you're drinking food, the food can get clogged into your throat. If you're driving from your mom's to your own home, you can get, into a crash and die. So risk is everywhere. You know, most people say it's risky. Everything is risky. If you're wanting to be your dreams, it's definitely risky. Um, but this strategy eliminates a lot of the liabilities, which is part of a risk, because you're not getting into the loan. You're not putting the 10, 20% down or thousands of dollars down. You're not putting your social up, your company EIN number up, or you're not signing a personal note that says, look, if I default, not only can you take the collateral, which is the property, but also you come after me personally. Because the way I show you how to structure it in my course that I'm going to offer you guys in a second is how to structure these deals, how to negotiate these deals, how to find these deals, how to talk to the seller, how to filter them out, etc. It doesn't matter if the market is up, sideways, or down. Now, coming to the offer, I have a course that, I put together all the stuff that I've been doing since 2006, fourth quarter, when the crash started in real estate, plus all the information that I've known for over 25 years of being an entrepreneur, starting a business with $100 right out of college, living in my car, okay, and then taking that and turn into a real estate brokerage firm, and then from that turn into a real estate investment firm where I own these rental properties that I showed you and more. I just showed you a couple of them. Okay. So the point of the story is that America is a great opportunity. Now, it will take work. It's not like easy. It's not like you just hire a real estate agent and you just sit in their car and you go. It's not like when you get on the website, on the MLS, and you look at a couple of properties. It's not like that, okay? You actually have to go do work. What is the work? Pretty simple. You got to find the motivated sellers. What I should teach you in the course. You can just download it. I have the marketing materials. You just copy and paste it and go, okay? So the work is to go find the motivated sellers. The other work is to filter them out to find the ones that you're looking to buy according to your investment requirements. Are you looking for fix and flippers? Are you looking for wholesaling the deals? Are you looking for, being a landlord? Are you looking for the war zone? Are you looking for, appreciating areas? So, you got to do that, the filtering part, and then give offers in, and then go to closing, and then do your exit strategy, whatever that exit strategy is for you. But once you take this course right now, it talks about everything I just mentioned and a lot more, from a call of action to your mission to the foundation to the ins and out, like how to insure these properties. So if you have a loss, you're protected. How I go into exactly how to insure them. What paperwork you need, how to structure the deals, all is in here. And right now, guys, you can download everything I've given you, my whole brain. There's over 109 videos that talks about everything you need to get yourself some of these ugly or pretty houses, because with this strategy you can buy both ugly and pretty houses by just taking over the payments. It doesn't matter if you're a fix and flipper, it doesn't matter if you're a landlord, it doesn't matter if you're trying to wholesale deals. It does not matter, because you can use this strategy for every aspect of real estate. You can create even notes and then sell these notes. Okay, so anyways, guys, look below, get yourself a copy. The crash, in my opinion, is coming, and it's going to be great. It's what I'm going to call a subject to heaven, what I call owner financing heaven. You're able to just pick up properties and use your own exit strategy and pick up properties according to your investment requirements using this strategy. And I don't hold anything back. I give you everything I got and more and more. So go ahead and download it, and I'll see you on the other side.